Hello everyone, welcome to Paper Architecture with Sabrina and to Aspiring to Creativity. I am showing you an old project that I made in September of 2011 for a class that I taught here in Victoria, British Columbia. And we used the Graphic 45 Ladies Diary. When I posted this, many people asked, how I did it and that they would like to make one and so on and so forth. And because I was teaching so much of the time, I didn't do anything about it. And it wasn't until later that I had started my online availability of purchasing instructions. So I'm going to quickly I'm going to put a link down below in the description of the video to the blog post of this. You can see pictures and so on. But I thought I would go over it just briefly. What this is, it's a hidden mini encased in two canvases that are hinged together like a book. So we have two 8x8 canvases, and we used the 8x8 paper for this project. This may have come from a 12x12 sheet. I don't remember. It's been too long ago. And we put some wooden feet to the bottom, and then with buttons on the side here for the closure, we put a small button underneath and glued a larger button on top so that we could wind this floss around as a closure. And this is how the back looks. And then when we open it, we have a little mini inside here. Okay? And it does come out. And so we constructed this project, and it has all sorts of tags and booklets and this thing here that you unfold and so on and so forth. We had a lot of fun making this, and so I thought, people had wanted to see to do this in the past, so I've gone ahead and I have made another version of it. And to keep down costs a little bit for this project, I made it a little smaller. And I used Graphic 45's Botanical Tea. So these are two canvases that are 7 inches wide by 5 inches. This time I hinged them on the outside with the Tim Holtz hinges, the smaller ones in the package. Again, I have 4 wooden feet. And the type of these little wood, I think these are like wood ends that go on the end of dowels or something that they slide into, because you can see that they have a space there. And so that's what I used as a closure as well. The same idea. Okay. And I used 3 specific sheets in the Botanical Tea that I fussy cut up. This is a Tim Holtz book plate, and I put one of the Botanical Tea little emblems in there, the one that has the beautiful blue filigree around it, and then it has a little butterfly. So I attached this butterfly on top of this plate here to coincide with the butterfly underneath. And so when we open it up, this is what we have inside. We have a little mini. So the configuration, of course, is different from the square mini from the previous one. The frame here is a lot smaller than it was in the 8x8. It was a wide frame to cover. And then on the back of the case, I took some more fussy cutting, but because it had to be flat, I put these through my Xyron and attached them to the back here. So that's the canvas encasing, and this is the little mini that I will walk you through here. Again, it's Botanical Tea, and this is all by 8x8 paper. So I should mention here, everything in this is 8x8 with the exception of the outside of the canvas. That paper's from the 12x12, as is the brown that I used to wrap around the frame here. But these and everything inside the mini is from the 8x8 paper pad. And this is the main theme page botanical tea, and it has that blue filigree botanical tea emblem right here. So when I had it on here and then put the wrapping around the spine, there was just a little segment of it showing. So I covered it up with a row of stamps going to the back of the spine, and then to continue that same idea, I did it on the back here. So it makes for an interesting spine and a layout. These little filigree gunmetal corners are something I've had in my stash for a while, and I remember purchasing them at Michael's, but I don't remember the name of the company. So I chose to do a ribbon closure, and this album has 4 pages in it. They hold a lot though, and you can see that even with the thick pages, there is still room for photographs. So by the time it gets filled up, it'll probably be more level. So when we open it up, we have this little flip page with a tab, and all the stamps that you see inside are attached so that you can slide something underneath. So that's the case with all the stamps you see in here. And as I said earlier, each of the 4 pages are exactly the same layout, they just have different papers on them. So there's this little tab flip page here, and then there's a pocket page here where we can pull out a tag, and so you can put a photo on the back, or you can do some journaling. And because of the size of the mini album, the highest you could have your photograph with some paper still showing is about 2.5 inches high, and there's different widths that you could use, but you couldn't be any higher than 2.5 inches throughout the mini album. So then on the back of the page there's the belly band, and on this one there is a tag. So if you wanted to put a little tiny photo there, you could, but this would be sliding on top. So you could put a photo on here and journal on the back, or a photo on both sides if you want, there. And then there is this little tiny booklet that was made with the tiny little cut aparts from the 8x8, and then some scraps of paper. So that's kind of a fun thing. So as you can see, it repeats itself here. We have that tab page again, we have the pocket again, and this is the tag for that particular pocket. And then on the back we have a belly band, but because I only had 1 sheet of that particular paper left to create the little booklet, I have some that just have 2 tags in the belly bands. So, and they're plain on the back. So with 4 pages, there's 4 tags inside the pockets, and then there is 6 tags throughout as well. So again, we have the tab page, and again we have a pocket, and this is the tag for that one. And you can journal, you could put a photo on the back or journal. Then this one, again, it has 2 tags. So we're going into the pinks and browns now. Okay, and has that tab flip page again, and another pocket. And that's the tag for that one. So you could put a photo on the back there. And on the back of this one here, I had 1 strip left to do another one of the little booklets. So it only has the 1 tag and then the little booklet that goes in there. So that is the little mini that goes inside the canvas encasing here, and I had a lot of fun making this. It doesn't take very long to make this particular project. The thing that took me a good portion of time was layering and putting on all this fussy cutting on the front. But it was a fun little project, and I always like things that have something hidden in them. And With this you can have it on display, and people aren't going to know that there's something inside. So that's kind of a fun thing to do, surprise people. And there we have our canvas encased mini using botanical tea. So the links to where you can purchase the instructions you will find below, and I will always have a link from my Aspiring to Creativity blog or my paper architecture blog. And what I'm doing from now on to save a little bit of posting time and setting things up, I'm still going to post on my 2 blogs, but the purchasing will now take place on my paper architecture Zibbet store online, so there will be a link there. Currently they are doing a revision at Zibbet.com, and they should be able to have it all in Canadian dollars for my Canadian followers. It's currently in US funds only, but it's about to change. So I'm starting to posting my purchases from Zibbet.com. So thank you so much for joining me. I had fun making this, and I hope that you'll have fun too when you purchase the instructions and make it. And of course, you can use any paper you want, and you can embellish it any way you want. If you're not a fussy cutter, you do not have to do all this fussy cutting to embellish the outside of your canvas holder. So again, thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.